Hi everyone, thanks for joining me once again for another video. Right here in Bangkok, I'm sitting in my kitchen in the heart of Sukhumvit, and just thought I'd make another video this afternoon. I always look a little bit yellow with the lighting that I've got here. It kind of looks like I've got yellow jaundice a little bit, but I haven't. Okay, so what's the subject of the video today? So I uploaded a video to both of my channels. If you don't know, I've got a second channel called Thailand Bound Clips. And what I use that for is to condense down some of the longer videos. So some of my videos go on for 30, 40 minutes, and I'll take the best parts, maybe 5 to 7 minutes, and I'll cut that video up and use the best bits for Thailand Bound Clips. So I recently uploaded a video which I thought would be, today would be a good subject for discussion. And I try to put a positive spin on what's going on in Pattaya at the moment with the bargirls and whatever, because it's low season and it is very, very quiet down there at the moment. Several people have told me, you know, and I was recently down there myself and noticed how quiet it was. Even Bangkok for that matter, you know, a lot of restaurants, you know, you don't see many people in them in the evening. So it's definitely quieter than a normal. It's almost like just after COVID, I think it is anyway. And guys who have been out here have kind of said the same. So the video I made was on my regular channel, Thailand Bound. I called it, "Are Thai girls only interested in your money, or are they looking for love?" Something like that. It had a bit more of an aggressive title on Thailand Bound Clips, which it was called "Desperate Girls, Empty Bars, Pattaya Low Season is Worse Than You Think." So a bit more of a dramatic title there. But the reason I'm making this video today, for some reason, both videos on the same video on both channels, different thumbnails, but the same video got different kind of comments. And on my regular Thailand Bound channel, there were a mixed bag of kind of positive and negative comments, not against me, about the video and about what people thought. But what I thought I'd do today, I brought my laptop into the kitchen. This particular video that's on Thailand Bound Clips, talking about the girls and what I'd said in the original video, I was saying, look, you know, guys, you've come to Thailand, you've got so much out of Thailand, you've had good times here. The girls are struggling in the bars. They're actually, somebody told me they were giving out food. They were giving out free meals at Tree Town to bar girls because it was that desperate for some girls. And I was trying to, as I say, put a positive spin on, and I was saying, look, if you go down there and you're in an empty bar, you're talking to a girl, you know, buy her a ladies drink, why not? I mean, we know how expensive they are nowadays. It's just going crazy with prices. But as I say, I tried to kind of say, you know, try and help them out a little bit. You know, don't be a mug, as it were, a white knight, but try and help them out a little bit. And I just want to go through some of your comments today. It's a long intro today on this, so but I've got to the point I wanted to make. So on Thailand Bound Clips, there's 371 comments, and I'm quite surprised how many people are they've got this kind of "it serves them right" attitude. I'll just read a few of them out. As I say, there's 371. There's no way I can possibly read even a quarter of these, but I thought I'd pick one or two out just to give you an idea of the feeling of people. And I want to hear from you. What do you actually think about these bar girls? You know, they have their heyday. They've had their heyday. You know, they make a lot of money. The problem is now a lot of these places like Pattaya, they just keep building more and more and more new bars, and it's watered down the business, and a lot of them are suffering now. And I want to know, do you think it's a case of, well, they've brought it on themselves, prices have gone up too much, or have you got any sympathy for them? You know, are you thinking, well, you know, these girls don't have education, they come from, most of them, rural areas where they don't have the opportunity to earn big money? What do you think? You know, I mean, personally, I've got my own thoughts, but I better not share them here, because then what will happen is all the comments will turn on me. So let me read a few of the comments from Thailand Bound Clips. I can't pronounce all the names, but this is from somebody, I think it's called Mitty Oats 2370. He said, "Finished going to Thailand. Pattaya was there a few weeks ago. Getting too expensive, and worst of all, it looks like Mumbai now in Vietnam. Love it here. No greedy girls. Bye bye Thailand. You killed the golden egg." Is that the case? Is that what guys are feeling now? Let's do a few more. This one's from globalmodel.biz. "Asking high prices for P4P and high bar fines are two of the reasons why a lot of guys are not interested anymore." Robble Pat says, "I keep in contact with a couple of bar girls in Pattaya, and they are saying it's the worst low season they've ever seen." Whack Media says, greed has killed the golden goose. So you can see where this is going. Everybody's kind of like, well, it serves their right, you know. Let's do a few more. So the high season won't happen as high. Too many bars, too many greedy bar owners, managers, and on it goes. Meanwhile, in Farangland, there's a severe recession, depression happening that really does cripple tourism. That's a very good point, because something people don't think about sometimes is, airfares are quite expensive now. And in Europe especially, I can't speak for America or Australia, because obviously I'm not there. But when I keep in contact with family in the UK, and I know right now people are suffering, the cost of living is through the roof. Wages are not going up with inflation. And people just have to kind of stop doing things that they don't need to spend money on. They have to pay their mortgage, they have to eat, they have to keep their homes warm, they have to get to work, maybe run a motorcycle or a car, but they don't have to come on holiday, do they? On vacation, as it were. Maybe that's why a lot of people are not coming. Let me skip through a few and get some of the older ones here. This is quite a long one. This is from Angel Mercure, I think it is. After 3 decades of visiting and or actually residing in Bangkok and Pattaya, I have happily migrated to Argentina, Brazil and Peru for better looking women, better prices on virtually everything, cleaner air, etc. And I have suffered few disappointments so far. I may still visit Thailand in the future, but I may never live there again. The entire hospitality industry of Bangkok and Pattaya is pretty much played out in terms of value for money. To be perfectly honest, I would probably choose Cambodia over Thailand if I were to return to Southeast Asia, simply because I've heard it's better. Okay, so I recently did a trip to Cambodia, did some videos, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I think I could live there if I had to. As I said in that video when I made it, in Thailand, I love living in Thailand. I love the Thai people. I love the culture, the food. I don't want to leave here, but the rules are changing on a weekly basis, and if, like I've mentioned before, if the hoops that they make us jump through to stay here long term, if those hoops become impossible for someone like me to jump through, then I'm going to have to think of an alternative place to go. I don't want to go back to the UK, particularly at my age. I've got nothing to go back there for. So I did a bit of research on Cambodia, did a recent trip to Siem Reap, and yeah, I mean, it's different. It's you're not got the infrastructure, and there's a lot of things you don't get there that you do in Thailand, but it's still a pretty good place to live. It's cheap, and the visa options are a lot easier than Thailand. Okay, William Minogue, they have destroyed the industry by charging obscene prices and now want sympathy. Nah, it's life, and maybe get another job where actual work is required. But I think that was a bit cruel because, as I said earlier, not wanting to be a white knight, but if you think about it, there's no social security system here. A girl can go and work in a factory, 300 baht a day, damn hard work, 10 hours, 11 hours a day. But it's not enough to support the extended family. Here in Thailand, the girl is expected to take care of the family a lot of the time. And if she's had children, maybe the kids are with the mother, grandmother, and she needs to earn good money. It's very easy to judge at times, isn't it? I haven't seen any comments yet supporting these girls or what's happening in Thailand at the moment. Richard on Tube, I think it is. It's morphed into gents clubs and massage now. The bars have played themselves out. Well, one thing I will agree on there, which really I think is very unfair from the go-go bars, and that is years ago when I used to go to go-go bars, you'd sit on the sofa, you'd look at the stage, and if there was a girl there you liked and you wanted to share have some company and have a drink with her, you told the mama-san, said, number 14 or whatever number she had on a badge, and she'd come off and you'd talk and offer her a drink, and that was it. Take it from there. But now a lot of the go-go bars especially, they're insisting on 2 drinks. So if you're sitting looking at a stage and you've had 1 beer and you call a girl off stage, automatically your bill comes now. It's got 3 drinks on it, 2 for her coming off stage, your beer, and of course you're going to have to offer her a drink. So you've now paid for 4 drinks before you've even said hello, basically. Your Heineken, your small bottle of Heineken might be 160 baht, whereas her ladies drink is 250 baht. Well, I understand why guys are getting fed up of it. It used to be a cheap place to come and have fun in the bars and stuff. But when you're talking about £7 a drink, $8 for a ladies drink, and, they throw it down the neck, faster than they've ever done, it is a bit off-putting, isn't it? Peter Brand says, as has been posted many times here, they've priced themselves out of the market, and it's not always the girls. The go-go bars want 15,000 to 2,000 baht bar fine. That is a lot of money, isn't it? let's jump down a few more there. Is it Masakang? I think it is. Hey, let's get it straight. This is way more than low season. Patty Katoy, I don't know if this is a real Katoy or a lady, or anyway, Patty Katoy says, if they are desperate now, it will get worse in years to come. Part of the reason why many Farang want a go there is the supposed value. Remove that factor and they have no reason to travel to Thailand. Okay, David Duxbury, I think it is, 9246. This is mainly due to the, I can't read that one out, it's a bit racist. Okay, another one there. The Philippine P, I think it is. You can take the bar girls out of the bar. That's an old one, that one. Where there are no customers, they return to the farm or village. Cafe Zalberto, I think it is. Take her out of the bar and think it's fairy tale romance. It's always the same for the first time buyer. Well, it's not so, I'm not talking about scams and that sort of thing today. I'm more talking about the lack of business for these girls, you know, the food handouts. You know, when somebody has to rely on a food handout, they're getting pretty desperate, aren't they? And I will put a link to this video again. It's hard not to find because it's on both channels, but I'm going to upload this video to Thailand Bound. If you want to look at the comments that I'm reading out, the very bad comments, as it were, not bad necessarily, but people speaking their minds, then you'd need to look at it on Thailand Bound Clips. Okay, that's my other channel. Let's do a few more. Big Mac Tiger says, we are all humans, but we choose to be good or bad, greedy or generous. Many of your points in the video are very good. All single men coming to find love in Thailand should watch it. Love 6921. I frequent Thailand and treat them the same as Western girls. However, you were managing before you met me is what you should continue doing. Thank you to, I think it's Aman7025. Said, beautiful park for the backdrop. Well, I walked around Benjikiti Park. I've used that video a few times. It is a nice walk around there. Whalworth, I think it is. A friend of mine is in Pattaya now. This is someone who has been gone for decades and used to live there. He says the bar scene is as quiet as he's ever seen it outside of COVID. So whenever I make these kind of videos, you always get a guy, probably a troll, I don't know, one or two guys say, oh rubbish, I'm in Pattaya right now and it's heaving, there's so many people here, this is as busy as I've ever seen it. But if you look at the majority of the comments that people are leaving now, you know, people are saying, okay, it's low season, I understand that, but this is ridiculously low season. And again, I can confirm when I walk up my soy, I went to Soy 11 for lunch today, there's people about. Of course it is, it's a capital city, it's Bangkok, it's never going to be like you won't see anybody. But the big giveaways when you walk past the very popular Western restaurants on Soy 8, Soy 11, Sukhumvit, and 3 months ago you wouldn't get a seat in there. I'll give you a little story. So Damon, my friend who moderates the channel, I arranged to meet him one day. He was going to have a bit of dinner at 7:30 on Soy 8, and he said, when we've had dinner, I'll give you a call and you can come and meet us and we'll have a few beers, a game of pool. And I thought, yeah, great. And I was expecting a call from him around 9:30 p.m. Got back to my apartment, he called me at 7:15 and he said, do you want to come and have a drink now? And I'm like, well, I thought you were going for dinner. And he said, we can't get a table anywhere. Everywhere was absolutely full. But right now, you walk around these restaurants now, you're lucky to see 3 or 4 tables in the busier restaurants. Some of the restaurants I don't want to name that are normally packed. 6 months ago, you couldn't get a table at 7:30. You walk by and there's nobody in there. And I mean, literally nobody. The staff are kind of twiddling their thumbs. You know, it's not a good sight to see. Mark Hatley. First visited Thailand in 1989, been back many times since, never been to Pattaya, never will. Okay, straight to the point. Neither I. Greediness push tourists to other countries. No respect or any type of manners towards the very people that they rely on to flourish. Learn not to rip off the Farangs who have contributed considerably towards your financial well-being. Well, I don't think any Thai bargirls will be reading these comments, but they're interesting to read. And again, I'd really like to hear from you what you honestly think about this. Not troll messages where you just, you know, one line off the cuff. It works. Give it some thought. I haven't seen any kind of like positive comments here, like, well, it's not their fault, you know, try and help them out a little bit. It's all like it's your own fault. You're too greedy. Big Mac Tiger, Thailand is getting expensive, but European countries are also getting more expensive to live in. We get eaten up by taxes and inflation. Again, a very good point. As I touched on earlier, you know, people don't have as much flexible cash in their pockets now, and they're going to give up on things they don't have to spend money on, right? Mark Blocker says, I wanted to visit Pattaya, then realised I missed the season and I'm not keen to wade through knee-deep water-filled roads. That doesn't help, does it, the floods? Stephen Duncan says, it has been quiet, but I think it's just harder in our countries to visit as much, so a lot like me saving for a decent trip. Alpha Bravo, Thailand has just 71.7 million citizens, wanting 40 million plus tourists is insane. Vietnam is happy with a third of these numbers. I'm hearing a lot about Vietnam. I've never been to Vietnam. People are saying Da Nang's good, Hanoi's busy. I don't know. I've heard the visa options are easier. For me, I think I'm a bit long in the tooth now to kind of settle down anywhere else. My level of Thai, speaking Thai, is fairly okay now, and I'm very familiar, obviously, with the country after spending so much time here. And I don't particularly want to go anywhere else to live. I mean, I wouldn't mind visiting Vietnam, but if you're in Vietnam or you've spent any length of time, what is it about Vietnam? I mean, are the people different? Is it easier to get visas? What are the prices like, you know, compared to Thailand? Steve says, well done video, your message is spot on. Thank you, Steve. Crypto Steve 007, low season hasn't even started yet. Wow. Scotty, don't let your willy make your... Okay, we'll get past that one. Right, Dave the First says, no customers, short time now, 500 baht. So he's basically saying because there's nobody here, prices will come down. But you know yourself, they don't, do they? They stick to their guns, as it were. I mean, look at COVID, when they lost all that money in the bars. What they do in Europe or you know, America, somewhere like that, if they'd lost a lot of business, they'll do a lot of promotions, you know, buy one drink, get one free, student nights on a Wednesday or something like that, ladies night on a Sunday. They just promote the hell out of their businesses. But here, they don't. They just look at the figures and say, hey, we've lost a lot of money. Well, let's put all the prices up so when they come back, we can claim our money back. But, you know, a lot of bad feeling comes out of that, doesn't it? Okay, Trevor Melbourne. How does Phnom survive? They don't even have a high season. Not sure about that one. David Coleman, I paid 500 baht bar fine a few times last year in Pattaya. Then paid the girls 1,300 baht for all night. I love it there. I'm going back this winter. I think that's the first positive comment I've read out today. George West, what a shame. The good old days are gone. People are going Cambodia now. So greedy, the girls in that lovely little country. I think we've got the message now. I don't think I need to do too many more. Let's do, this is from Jamming with Matt. 500 baht bar fines, 2,000 to 3,000 baht for the rest is standard. Stone13. TB has become, I don't know what that means. Okay, another one. My Thai wife works and I am a house dad for the last 16 years. She pays for everything. I only take care of my kids and farm all the animals. So one thing I'd like to inject into this video to think about, if you're one of those guys who's coming out here, you're thinking about retiring out here, but you're thinking, oh, it doesn't sound good. I don't know if I want to go here now or go to another country. Thailand's still a great place to live. I mean, I'm just coming up to the end of my third year out here now. And I'll give you some positive things to end the video with, because I don't want to end on a downer. But when you do live here, you do find good, cheaper restaurants. You know, I live in a tourist area, but if I went out to tourist restaurants every day, then I'd soon get through a shed load of cash. I do go out to some nice restaurants. Sometimes viewers treat me. I'm very, very lucky like that. But when you live in a place for a long time, you do find places that are off the tourist. It could just be down an alleyway or, you know, down a side road that a tourist wouldn't normally kind of venture down, and you'll find, you know, Thai food a third of the price as it is on Sukhumvit Road. And, you know, I know bars where I can get a large beer for kind of 65, 70 baht, whereas you'd pay, you know, nearly 200 baht in Nanaplaza for that. So that's a positive thing. If you do live here, and if you don't live like a tourist, I mean, a lot of the guys who come here, they come in for 2 weeks, they want to have holiday girlfriends, and that sort of thing, and that's expensive. You know, you've got your bar fines, your expensive drinks in these entertainment zones. You're going to pay a lot of money, but then you go back home and you work and you do it all again, don't you? If you live here, you don't tend to live that kind of lifestyle. You know, you live more of a kind of a more settled life. The good thing living here is there's a lot more to do, but you're just a little bit more picky where you go. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think I need to read any more comments. As I said, there's over 300. And again, I will leave a link in the description to this video on Thailand bound clips, and you can go through the comments yourself. But as I said, I would be really interested to hear what you guys think. Have they got suddenly greedy and people just don't want to pay, and they kind of feel good about it now? You know, they brought it on themselves. Or do you have a bit of pity for the girls who are getting free handouts and they're not making any money for their families? Which way do you swing? I would like to hear. Okay, thanks for listening today, guys. I've been rabbiting on a little bit, as I always do, but quite an interesting subject, and I hope there's going to be quite a lot of discussion on this video. Okay, thanks for watching again, and I'll catch up with you real soon.